MuchMusic. Hey yo.
Let the games begin! Hey-o!
I want to ask you two questions, and feel free to answer these questions before you even finish the video in the comments below. What does it mean to be a superstar in 2024? And do we even have superstars these days? Now, the first question I definitely aim to answer, but the second one is a question that I've been seeing in various corners of social media all of 2023, oftentimes with a very common answer, that being, no, we don't anymore. Operative word being anymore, as if to say that we no longer have superstars in music the way that we used to. However, I see it a bit differently. I think that we do have superstars in this modern era of music, however, at a different standard than once before. Now, you're probably wondering, Jahni, what are you on about? First of all, it's Jahni. Second of all, take this walk with me. So when we talk about all-time superstars in music, there are certain names that tend to be thrown around. Beyonce, Drake, Rihanna, Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, and Usher. Half of these names that I just rattled off are still active in music today, but they established themselves in eras of the past. Drake and T Swift were bona fide superstars in the decade of the 2010s, while Usher, Beyonce, Britney Spears, they were established from the late 90s throughout the 2000s. In the Usher, Beyonce, Britney Spears era of music, music was consumed a whole lot differently, with at one point the only access to their music being through either physical copies of their albums, radio and television play, or if you were lucky enough to experience, live performances. Up until the popularity of file sharing networks like LimeWire, the reason why your computer got the blue screen of death, music wasn't as on demand as it is now. With that amount of access that we had to their music also came a fixed amount of access that we had to these artists as well. You would see Beyonce at an awards show, or Britney Spears on MuchMusic, or Usher on the cover of Vibe magazine, and all of these things would fill us as an audience, as fans, with excitement because they were treated as special events. But a lot of these appearances were actually promotional and press runs for their music. In other words, for the most part, these were scheduled appearances that these artists were obligated to fulfill, and most of the time, they were curated by their management team and their label. When we head into the Drake and T Swift era in the 2010s, this is when the landscape of our society, let alone the music, started to change. Music would start to be consumed in a much more on-demand way because of streaming, meaning you didn't have to buy the entire album if you just liked one or two songs. But not only that, social media started to become a huge part of a lot of our lives. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Vine, Snapchat, Keek. Shout out to you if you remember Keek. And with social media came access to our favorite stars that we never had before. You didn't have to read a magazine article about what Selena Gomez's favorite hobbies were. She just posted a pic on the gram of her riding her bike around the neighborhood. You didn't have to wait to see Taylor Swift getting interviewed on MTV. She's been tweeting all day, and MTV only shows ridiculousness on a 24-hour loop anyways. Probably why she was trying to get the remote control to work. Through time, rather than have their image and their stories in the hands of an outside source and curated by their management and their label, these stars have put it in their own hands as they start to pull the curtain back a little bit, and thus, it seemingly took away the one thing that had us as consumers yearning for more and foaming at the mouth every time we saw them: the mystique. But does the absence of the mystique and the mystery somehow indicate that we have no superstars in music or across all forms of entertainment? My answer? No, it doesn't. I think we're sitting pretty at a really good number of artists that we can point to as bona fide superstars. Billie Eilish is a superstar. Megan Thee Stallion is a superstar. Doja Cat is a superstar. SZA is a superstar. Lil Nas X, Travis Scott, Bad Bunny, Dua Lipa. Put it to you this way, how does BTS, a Korean pop group, explode in popularity in the Western mainstream media? Well, other than the fact that they're talented and their presentation is reminiscent of Western boy bands from back in the day, I'd say it's because of an aspect that isn't bound by time, access, or mystique. An aspect that has never changed. To be a star is to be famous for your talent, and to be a superstar means to be transcendent. Can you create crossover appeal and allow yourself to transcend your medium? In the same way that Beyonce transcended music by appearing in shows like The Famous Jet Jackson, Smart Guy, and Wow Wow Wubsy, and in movies like Austin Powers and Goldmember, Pink Panther, Dreamgirls. Megan Thee Stallion transcends music by appearing in shows like P-Valley, Good Girl, Big Mouth, and She-Hulk. It's more than just the ability to sing and dance on stage. It's a cult of personality. If you're able to extend the range of your audience past what you're known for, then that's a hallmark of a true superstar. Regardless of the amount of access that we have to these artists due to social media and whether or not the mystique has died, as long as these artists are jumping at the opportunities to cross over, transcend, increase in popularity, and become household names like the stars before them, there will always be superstars in music. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm onto something? Do you think that there are superstars in 2024 and that there will always be superstars? Or do you disagree with me? And do you think that maybe we're lacking in the superstars department in 2024? Whatever the case, comment down below, make this a healthy discussion. I'm all for it. Until then, much love.